Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, everyone's talking about Lizzo. It's an interesting situation. Lizzo was a body positive pop star, a very large black lady. She great songs. I really love a couple of her songs. I listened to a bunch of times. I did like the message. I'm a bit conflicted about the message because while we shouldn't fat shame people who are overweight, I don't think we should be validating them as though they shouldn't actually still be aspiring to be healthier. That health is the goal, not some perfect sort of version. The idea we can't all look like little skinny supermodels, and we shouldn't. And different body types are good, but there's a point where that becomes bad for your health, and I think we sort of were blurring that line in order to be positive. Sometimes I think positive, toxic positivity is a real thing. So I wasn't totally sold on her overall message. I mean, the message, but it's like, yes, it's good to be big. You can still be big and beautiful and all that, but you are a little too big health wise. This can't be good. I wasn't totally okay with the message because, yeah, so I liked it, but I didn't really get into it because I kept getting caught on that. But I love the fact that she played the crystal flute. That was, because that was like a slap in the face to racists and everything, so that was fabulous. She just played in Melbourne, I think last week. She did a couple of shows and they went over really well. But then we have this big controversy where three of her backup dancers are suing her because they alleged body shaming, sexual assault, I think. They alleged a bunch of things. I haven't looked too deeply into it. But it looks pretty bad because there's three of them. It's not just one crackpot sort of person who got fired who is, just trying to get revenge or something. It's three people. And other people have stood up to say, yes, I had similar experiences with Lizzo. She allegedly was narcissistic and abusive. And there was a documentary filmmaker who was brought in to make a film about her. And after 2 weeks, she left. 2 weeks of working on the film, she left because she apparently couldn't handle how she was being treated by Lizzo, allegedly, supposedly. So it's looking bad for Lizzo, because if your brand is body positivity and being this wonderful woke person, kind of like Ellen DeGeneres, once that veil is lifted and it's shown that that's your persona, that's your character, and you're not actually that person, even if you're not far from that person, that once that illusion is broken, you can't get that back. So this may be the end of Lizzo's career. Even if she's found not guilty, or it's turned out these girls are just trying to capitalize and get money, and they've just teamed up to make it seem more believable or whatever, because things like this do happen, that celebrities often, as soon as you make money and become big, people try and get money out of you by suing you, and whether they're bringing up your actual, dirty laundry, or whether they're making it up, they can still damage your career, damage your image, and once that image is, changed in the public realm, you can't really do anything about it. So this may be the end of Lizzo. But it's not looking good. I tend to believe it because I tend to find most of these people who put out these sort of images, they're usually very contrived and planned, and it's not who they really are. It's who they're selling. And they're selling because they know there's a market and they know how to do this. So I'm a bit cynical about it. Like, I always thought Ellen was fake. I never bought, because when you watched her shows, she was always really sadistic, the way she would trick people and the sort of games she'd play with the audience, and that I thought she had a really dark side, and the whole "I'll be nice" thing was just an act, and just the character that she was portraying and acting. And I think there might be a bit of that with Lizzo. But I also know that people hate her because she's black, because they're racist, and people hate her because of her weight. And like I said, I'm all about health. I'm fine for people to be heavier. Some of the guys I've dated were heavier, and it didn't bother me because it's not about that. I'm not one of those people who says you have to look like a supermodel, and that this unrealistic ideals of, body perfection, all that. I think that's all ridiculous, but there's basic health. You can still be a big girl and be healthy, but there is a line, and I think Lizzo is past that line. So by promoting her, in some ways it was detrimental, I think, to people. But overall, the message is to love yourself as you are, and you should be doing that while you're working on your health. So it's sort of, you can't sort of have that without the other sort of message being in there. I don't feel like that got enough attention, and it just made it feel like fake, like just that was what she was doing. That was what her character. That was her character. That was her brand. So who is the real person? I don't know. I'd like to think she's nice because a lot of people bought into her being nice. But maybe you don't get, that's the other thing, you don't get to be a big superstar very often by being nice. There's the odd anomaly like Dolly Parton. I truly believe she's the nicest woman in the world. I don't believe it's fake. I don't believe she could have faked it for this many years and gotten away with it. I believe it's real. Lizzo, I'm not sure. So we'll see. Even if it's not true, it still could be the end of her, but she may recover from it. You know, she may prove them wrong. Who knows? But it's just interesting and something I just felt like talking about and sharing. You know, so I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Please no fat shaming comments because, you know, being critical of Lizzo for her persona or behaviour has nothing to do with her weight and, you know, all of that. So, yeah.